Let me introduce our executive team members to you all who have tirelessly worked to put this event together. Dr. Shams Siddique from Austin, Texas. He is the president of Crescent Power Inc., and also he has served on the board of the Interfaith Action of Central Texas for many years. Dr. Ahsan Chaudhary Hero from Austin, Texas. He is an electrical engineer, an executive secretary of Pobana, and involved with many other community organizations as well. Nahida Ali from Dallas, Texas. She is the General Secretary of Bangladesh Association of North Texas and chairperson of the Mainstream Liaison Committee of Pobana. Redwan Chaudhary from Washington, D.C., who is the tech entrepreneur, community and political activist, and blogger, and he also serves as the board of directors and advisors to many profit and nonprofit organizations. Kausar Jamal from Santa Clara, California. He is a tech entrepreneur and member of Bangladeshi American Democratic Coalition, or BADC, in California. He has been contributing with his best. Now I'd like to introduce our executive members and also our fantastic moderators for tonight's event. They are Tahmina Watson and Anika Rahman. Tahmina Watson is an immigration attorney and community activist in Seattle, Washington, and she's also the best-selling author. You will be happy to know that she recently came in #1 for her newly book, just got published recently, just a little more than a week ago, titled Legal Heroes in the Trump Era. Also, let me introduce our young, energetic, and dynamic political activist, Anika Rahman from Virginia, who is the second vice chair for Democratic Asian Americans of Virginia and also legislative director for a General Assembly member. A very young, promising, growing leadership from our Bangladeshi community. Tahmina and Anika, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Anthony Gomez. And you should all know that Gomez is from Virginia. He's an IT professional, community activist. He's also a chairperson for Newsletter Committee, Fabana, director for Priyo Bangla, editor-in-chief for Bengali Herald, and Swati Sholi. We're lucky to have you and thank you for all you do. Now it's my pleasure and honor to introduce you to Neha Dewan. Neha Dewan is the National Director for South Asians for Biden. Previously, Neha served as a deputy director and general counsel at New York City's Mayor de Blasio's Office of Appointments. Neha has long been active in both local and national politics. Most recently, Neha co-founded South Asians for America, a national grassroots organization dedicated to helping select South Asian candidates and advocating and lobbying on behalf of the South Asian community at local and state levels. In 2016, Neha served as a national co-chair for South Asians for Hillary and was appointed by Hillary to her campaign's National AAPI Leadership Council. And I've also had the pleasure of working with her and getting to know her, and we appreciate all she does. Thank you so much, Neha, for being on here, and please welcome Neha Dewan.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Anika, for all that you're doing for the Bangladeshi Council, Bangladeshis Biden National Council, and of course, the Bangladeshi community. So I think Mr. Gomez said it best that yes, there's definitely a young and promising person amongst us in our future. So lovely to meet you all tonight. And thank you so much for joining in. And, lovely to be amongst all of the Bangladeshi folks. One thing that I have learned through South Asians for Biden, the Bangladeshis for Biden National Council, is that it truly is a very tight-knit community. Everybody sort of comes together. There's a lot of camaraderie. There's a lot of support, which is excellent because that's exactly what we need right now in this country and certainly within our community. So as Anika mentioned, I'm the National Director for South Asians for Biden, which is helping to elect the Biden-Harris ticket. And, within that, we have the different affinity groups, which includes the Bangladeshis for Biden National Council. One of the, the things that have been doing the entire time have been to educate, engage, and mobilize the South Asian community. But what we are truly focusing in now, with about 25 days to go, 3.5 weeks really, is to do the mobilization phase, which is incredibly important. And all of you are, key components of, to activate your networks. What we really need to do at this point is phone banking. That's all we really have in terms of what it is that we can do. But the power of that Desi to Desi connection is so, I can't emphasize, how significant that is. South Asians for Biden actually has 5 phone banks that we do on a weekly basis, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. One of them is into Michigan, which, as you know, has one of the largest Bangladeshi populations in the US. To actually hold up the phone and make that connection and introduce yourself, and maybe even speak in Bengali, you really already have an in with somebody that you probably wouldn't have before. And then have that communication as to sort of why, the Biden-Harris ticket is the better one. So I would just say that, if you have some free time, definitely, please, if you can sign up for 3 shifts, a shift a week between now until election day, you will definitely be, making a difference. And I must say, it's been a true pleasure actually working with so many of you within the community. And there's so many of you that are actually even running for office, more so than it's been done in the past. And so we must support each other, hold up each other, and do whatever it is that we can to, definitely put our community in the forefront. And then, of course, help elect Biden-Harris as well. So I'll stop there and I'll turn it back over to you, Annika. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Lovely to see you all tonight.
No, of course, and thank you, Neha. She works tirelessly, and honestly, she's been doing so much for South Asians for Biden, and she keeps track of 7 council, which is a lot to do. And she's also a mother. So thank you so much for everything you're doing, and I look forward to continuing to work with you.
Yes, and I echo those words as well that Annika mentioned. I would like to introduce you to the leader of the Bangladeshis for Biden National Council. His name is Anis Ahmed, and he has been tirelessly working as well to get the community together. Anis Ahmed is the director for Bangladeshis for Biden National Council. He worked with the Montgomery County government in Maryland, USA, shortly after obtaining Masters of International Management degree from the University of Maryland, USA. Maryland Governor Honorable Martin O'Malley appointed Mr. Ahmed as a commissioner for the Commission on South Asian American Affairs in 2012 for a term of 4 years. Current Governor Honorable Larry Hogan reappointed him to serve as the commissioner. Mr. Ahmed, thank you so much for being here, and please share a few words about the significance of the Bangladeshis for Biden National Council. Welcome.
Thank you, Tamina Watson. You are doing fabulous job. You are the state director. We are proud that you are acting as a state director for Washington State for the Bangladeshis or Biden National Council. So as Nahida for the state director for Texas, and Anika is the deputy director for the National Council. You are working tirelessly, and I applaud and I recognize your work. I also thank to Neha, under whose leadership Neha Dewan and also Ambassador Siddique, along with other folks, Praveen and Mr. Debangsha. He's not here. These leaders, they worked hard to get this council, including our Bangladeshis, to the council, to the Biden campaign. So we are very proud that today we have platform. In American history, this is the first time in the American history that the Bangladeshi Council has in the election process. I have, as soon as I got appointed, with the blessing and with the advices and with the recommendation and the approval, I have already formed 13 state directors, and they have already formed their own committees, and they're working tirelessly. And I have formed all these directors based on the population that the Bangladeshi people are living, and they know they are the leader of the leaders. So they know the community, and they are doing the best to get out the vote. And they have been doing lots of. And today we are doing this BAPA is doing, Bapa and others are doing the same for second term. But as I can mention to you, that Bangladeshi Council started from the beginning, and they have been doing tremendously in the GOTV. Again, I thank you to Bapa and as a co-sponsor of the Bangladeshi Council. I'm always with you, and my team is always with you, and my bosses that Neha Dewan is always with you. One thing I can mention is here that the Republican always try to immigrant push it back, and this is the Biden-Harris team. They push it to the front. We are in the front line right now in America. Bangladeshi people has the voices right now. Bangladeshi people has identity. It is because of all of you. Because of you, the people are in the trailblazer. You are not only a small part, you are a bigger part of the community. And I am working with you. I'm working, it's not for you. I'm working for you, and I'm working with you too. It is that you are the leaders. So you are that you are bring this our image to the country, that who we are and what we do and what we contribute. And I am very proud that I have Ambassador Siddique, who is my mentor, who is not a mentor to the community, who is mentor in the United States, all the Bangladeshis. And I also have pleasure to that I'm today with our Nina Ahmed. I had the pleasure to work with her in one capacity with the task force of the White House, and she's here. I was a member of the White House Task Force for 4 years, and I had the opportunity to work with Nina Ahmed. And thank you very much. I don't want to go further. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ahmed. We are so happy that you're here and you're able to share a little bit about the background of Bangladeshi's council. So thank you so much. The floor is yours, Anika.
Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Anis, for your kind words and for your tireless work for our council. Next, I'd like to introduce our Dr. Nina Ahmed, who lives in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She's a molecular biologist. She earned her PhD in chemistry and completed a medical fellowship at Thomas Jefferson University. She has a very long list of accomplishments. She served as the deputy mayor for public engagement under Mayor Kenny of Philadelphia. She served 6 years as the president of Philadelphia chapters of the National Organization for Women. And most notably, Dr. Nina served at President Obama's National Advisory Commission on Asian American and Pacific Islanders. She is now running for the position of Auditor General of Pennsylvania. And it's my utmost pleasure to introduce her. And I have to say, she's such a wonderful and humble person. I'm always excited to see her. And I know she's going to be going beyond this. This is just her first chapter of her success. Welcome, Dr. Nina.
Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone on this call. Just as Neha said, that the Bangladeshi American community is energized, and we actually understand what is at stake, because many of us have lived through the war of independence, and this was what we are facing now in this country. We actually experienced what can happen if we don't stop this kind of onslaught on democracy. So I am very proud to be a Bangladeshi American and to be the Democratic nominee in Pennsylvania for the position of Auditor General. This is the first time in the history, the 233-year history of Pennsylvania, that there's a person of color running for a statewide executive office, an immigrant, a scientist, an advocate for women, but it is not going to be the last time. So it is my goal to make sure that we keep that door open, and anybody who wants to come through it should have an easier time than I did to get through that. I still have a race to run. I am in a general election. I cleared the primary in a 6-way race, and the general is much tougher because Trump has really focused on Pennsylvania. He's fighting very hard for Pennsylvania, which means everybody else who's on the Republican side is getting a lot of resources from many very dark areas of USA where the money's flowing in, and actually attacking me and others who are running for the row offices. So we have a fight, but Pennsylvania, has a voter advantage for Democrats. We used to have 800,000 voter advantage, but it's down a little bit to 700 and something. It's still an advantage. It's a really a voter turnout election. If we turn people out, we win this election. And that is why the work BAPA and all of you are doing, this council is doing, is critical. The phone calls make a difference. I know what's happening on the ground here. Philadelphia is where I'm from. That has the largest segment of the vote in the entire state. So, and that's where most of our Bangladeshi Americans live. We have some in the neighboring counties as well, but we need to make sure we are reaching our voters. We are telling them how to do the mail-in ballots if that's what they're going to use, how to do in-person voting, so there's no confusion. None of these votes will be spoiled. It's critical we give good, solid information and state-specific information when you are doing the phone banking. My own race, I'm ahead, but it's not by much. So it's a challenge, and I am still working very hard to the finish line. We have less than 24 days left, but we can do it. We have turned this state out, our 20 electoral votes, 6 times before 2016. And we just lost in 2016 by 0.7%. That was the narrowest margin in the history of Pennsylvania. So I know we can do it, and with your help, we can do it. We are fired up and ready to go. Inshallah, we will get this job done. You will help me across the finish line, and we'll help the entire ticket, Biden-Harris, all the way to all the state and Senate seats that we have, because if we deliver Pennsylvania, we deliver the White House. So I thank everyone for doing such a great job, getting everybody energized and ready to do the vote. And I cannot tell you how energized I am to see my community stand up and make a splash. People are noticing this. The only person, South Asian, running in a statewide election ever, not Indian, not Pakistani, Bangladeshi American. So point of pride, take that point of pride and let's go with it. Let's energize everyone. I know the ambassador is on. He has been a mentor to me. He's on my election committee. So as Neha said, we're a tight-knit group. We help each other. BAPA has reached out. I mean, let me just tell you, outside of just the election, creating this community, hopefully we'll work together on other issues past this election, and our family will get even bigger. So I thank you all for having me. Thank you so much. I'm so energized to see Anika and Tahmina. As an advocate for women, I am always very excited when I see women take a leadership position. We were going to make sure you have more and get much higher, and you will have me supporting all of you along the way. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you, Dr. Nina. And I have to say, we know how incredibly busy you are, but you always make time for our community. So we always appreciate, we will remember that, and hope we will work to continue to support you. Good luck with your race. I know you'll do just great. So thanks again.
Yeah, and I echo those words as well. And remember, Pennsylvania's 20 minutes away is my shoshu buddy. So I'm rooting for you. So our next guest is actually somebody who's been mentioned several times already. Ambassador Osman Siddique is a former US ambassador for Fiji, Nauru, Tonga, and he is a senior advisor to the South Asians for Biden. And so he is here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to read a little bit about you so everybody knows about you. Ambassador Osman Siddique is America's first serving Muslim ambassador and chief of mission. Born in East Pakistan, Ambassador Siddique was witness to the violent birth of a new country as East Pakistan became Bangladesh. Seeking the promise and opportunity of the United States, he left Bangladesh to complete his academic studies at Indiana University in the heartland of America. In 1999, President Clinton appointed Mr. Siddique ambassador to Fiji, Tonga, Tuvalu, and Nauru. Following the 2000 Fijian paramilitary coup, Ambassador Siddique played a critical role in the restoration of democracy and the rehabilitation of that country. With his wife, Catherine, Siddique lives in McLean, Virginia, where he remains intricately involved in the political, economic, and social discourse of our nation. As a part of the president's cabinet, He was honored to accompany the first visit by any US president to Bangladesh. So welcome, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a leader in our community for decades. And we would love to hear from you about why the Bangladeshi vote matters and why is this considered the most important election of our lifetime. And you have about 5 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tahmina, and thank you for your most gracious and kind introduction. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank BAPA, Mr. Anthony Gomez, and the Executive Council for putting up this program. I tell you, you guys are doing terrific work. And as Nina said, it'll continue beyond this election. Thank you so much, Anika, Tahmina. You guys have really stood your ground and do what is necessary. Neha always is our fearless leader. She does so many things for this community. I'm ever grateful to you. I must also add a few words for our council chair, Anis Ahmed. You have had his resume told by others, but let me tell you one thing, and that is we did not give him too much time to organize what he is doing today in 7 or 13 states, I think, and he hit the road running. He took, he bit the bullet and said, look, and I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to deliver your mandate. And thank you, Anis, for your hard work. We appreciate it very much. The question that was posed to me was, why do Bangladeshi votes matter? And why is this election considered the most important in our lifetime? Very important question, very relevant question. About 7.8 million South Asians live in America. Probably the number is more these days because this is, I'm talking about 2016 census. Of course, India has the biggest chunk of this membership. And we are so proud that Kamala Harris is the nominee. She's from our community and she has broken another glass barrier. And it gives me added excitement to fight for this ticket. And of course, South Asians, after that, Indian, the Pakistani community is large, and also then follows Bangladeshi community. If you read September 3rd, if you have read September 3rd Guardian newsletter, it was a big article that was titled, How South Asians Could Tilt Key US Election. It was a very revealing article, and I urge you to go and look at it. But I got to tell you, South Asians is the fastest growing minority in the United States. Between 2000 and 2018, it grew by 43% compared to 4.1% of all Americans. So this is, we are here. And we are going to make our mark in the politics and the sociological and economical vistas of this great country. This is going to be, all of you know, it's going to be a very tight election. And when we say tight election, what does that mean? It means this, that there are blue states, there are red states. The election is going to be determined by some swing states. And the swing states like Michigan, swing states like Pennsylvania, Georgia, Wisconsin, Florida, and even Virginia. So in all these states that are so critical for us to win, Bangladeshi Americans have a critical mass. I mentioned last time, I was in Michigan at one of the previous presidential elections. I went to the city of Hamtramck. 20% of that population are Bangladeshi Americans. They dominate the council. As a matter of fact, the mayor at one time was Bangladeshi Americans. And this is why I say that Bangladeshi Americans are critical. We lost election, Hillary Clinton lost election in 2016 in Michigan by only mere 10,000 votes, I'm sorry, which means that if we had 2 extra votes per precinct, she would not have lost it. She would have won Michigan. So you can see how these states, these swing states are important, and how our community can play a bigger than reality role here. Northern Virginia, I live in Northern Virginia, and Virginia we have turned from red to blue. And the reason is because of Northern Virginia. It's sarcastically sometimes said that it is a state within a state. And why is Northern Virginia tilting? And why is Virginia blue? Because of minorities like us. We vote Democratic, and we have made the state blue, and I think it's going to go down ballot blue all the way. We even have Bangladeshi candidates this year running, Bangladeshi American. Nina Ahmed was just here. We have Dana Imam in Texas. And of course, Sheikh Abdurrahman is a trailblazer already in Georgia. If Bangladeshi Americans exercise their solemn duty and vote in this election, I can say with confidence that we will not only elect Biden and Harris, but also elect many other down ballot candidates. So it is critical. The second question that I was asked was, why is this election most important one in our history, in our lifetime? I know it is a very tired cliche, but cliches become cliches for one reason, and that is fundamentally it is true. Trump has governed this country as a narcissist, as a racist, as a xenophobic, and as a corrupt politician. You know, I feel hardened to even say these things about our president. But I gotta tell you that what he has done today, you know, the Michigan incident that happened where our governor was about to be taken hostage by homegrown militia immigrants that are supportive of the Trump agenda. President Trump did not, as of now yet, call the governor to ask how she is doing. So this shows the mentality of the gentleman, and this is totally, totally different than what we had in the past. COVID-19, second thing I would like to say, COVID-19 has taken over 215,000 lives, 7.5 million people infected, 100,000 deaths even today, and 40,000 infected per day. And when in February, he was asked by Bob Woodward, and well, he said, look, he knew in February, when in his interview with Bob Woodward, that this was a dangerous disease, but he didn't want to tell the American people about it. Why? Because he said that I wanted to keep the situation non-panicky. In other words, he said, I wanted to calm the people of America. Ladies and gentlemen, he did not calm the people of America. He conned the people of America. If he had followed CDC guidelines and the science following it, our death rate would have been a lot lesser, I think. The economy is another issue. Why it's an important, why this economy, why this is so important. And I got to tell you, are we running out of time?
We are, I'm afraid, but thank you so much, Ambassador. We could listen to you all day, and I
could talk all day, but to end it, I'd say that, you know, we have to. This is the urgency of now. We have to mobilize ourselves, as everybody has said. We have to go ahead and register and take people out to vote. Early voting is very important, and let's roll up our sleeves and do the best we can. Thank you very much, and I'm sorry if I ran over time.
That's okay, thank you, and we would all like you to be our mentors. So I'm so glad that you're here, and for all the things that you've done to set the stage for the rest of us. So thank you so much. Anika, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ambassador Siddique. It's always an honor to have you on, and thank you for all you do. Right now, I would like to introduce our Dr. Nuran Nabi, who is the county council member for Plainsboro, New Jersey. Dr. Nuran Nabi County is, among other positions, has been a township committee member since 2007. He holds a PhD in biochemistry from Kyushu University in Japan, postdoctoral research at New York University Medical Center. He retired from Colgate-Palmolive in 2006 and was an associate director after 22 years of service. He is the author of Bullets of 71, which is a freedom fighter story. We're very happy to have him. Please welcome Dr. Nuran Nabi. And what I would like to ask him is, he has 5 minutes to answer, how has the elections and community changed today since you were in office when you got in?
Thank you for your kind introduction. I also thank Papa for organizing these events. I'm always proud to say that I'm a freedom fighter of Bangladesh Liberation War. I think that's my best claim. I always mention that. Anyway, I have been elected to Plainsboro Council in 2007. Since then, the election process, the community has changed a lot. We all know that there was a racism problem with voting rights in this country for long, but over the years, through movement as well as sacrifice of many people, America was making a progress, steady, slow but steady progress on these two areas, this racism and voting rights. However, in 2016, when Donald Trump ran for election, during campaign, he started spreading hatred in this nation. He was against the Mexican, Muslim, Black, Brown, everybody. And to him, that slogan that let's make America great again, it means nothing, but America is only for white people. There was no room for immigrant, no room for Black and Brown. So that's how he started. And last 4 years, through his action and words, he proved that he's a racist, he's anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim, and he only wants this country to be only for the white American. So this is the time, unless we vote him out from the office, the immigrants will be second-class citizen, and then our children will be third-class citizen, and during another 4 years, he will destroy the basic and the fundamental values of this country, democracy and all other national institutions, and it will take another 40 years to fix this problem, fix his destruction. So our candidate, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, is the ideal candidate. If they are elected, they will bring back the values, they will support the interest of the immigrants. So we have to elect them, we have to work very hard. I would like to bring to your attention one very disappointing news. I'm an activist. I have connection with almost every undercurrents of this society. There is a group from Bangladeshi American. They are working for Donald Trump. This is so disappointing. I could not believe. So wherever you are, please stay alert. And if you find some Bangladeshi immigrants are working for Donald Trump, we have to make him understand that for his own interest, for their own interest, they have to vote for Biden and Kamala Harris. I have been on television, ethnic television show for last couple of months. I participated more than 50 years. This is the only message I gave, that for our own interest, we have to vote Democrat, vote Biden and Kamala Harris, because as an immigrant, our rights, our facilities will not be same what we had before. So let's unite, let's work together and try to reach not only our fellow Democrats, but also those who Bangladeshi Americans are working for Joe Biden, for Donald Trump. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nuran, and I agree, we cannot afford another 4 years of Trump, and we look forward to, and I know we'll do great coming up in November. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you so much. And there's so much history that you can share with us. I hope in the future events you can share some of that. I want to give a little update. We have about 190 people watching this live on Facebook, and we have about 26 participants here, but this message will go far and wide. And I want to remind everybody that this is a GOTV event, and we are a nonpartisan organization or group of people. And our sole goal today is to make sure that we do our part to make sure the vote is actually cast. Our next guest is Mahbub Reza Rahim. And we're so honored and lucky that he has made time for us today. He is the chief of US Census Bureau at the Phoenix Processing Center. And before he says a few words, I would love for you to learn about him. He's from Batalia Jamalpur, a small district town of Bangladesh, to the booming city of from the Batalia Jamalpur, a small district town of Bangladesh, to the booming city of Phoenix, Arizona. Muhammad Rahim has led and inspired his community throughout his life of service. He's now serving as the chief of Phoenix Processing Center of the US Census Bureau, one of the 2 centers in the USA to process the census of 2020. He served as the president of Bangladeshi Association of Phoenix for 12 years for Federation of Bangladeshi Associations in North America, FOBANA, the largest organization of Bangladeshi diaspora abroad. He served 2 terms as the executive secretary of the organization and was elected as the chairperson in 2006. For his outstanding leadership and service to the community, he has received a number of awards, including the Atish Dipankar Gold Medal in 2007 as the Cultural Ambassador to Abroad, Lifetime Achievement Award from Bangladeshi Association of Phoenix in 2015, and the Lifetime Achievement Award from FOBANA in 2019. What an accomplishment. And Mr. Rahim, before you start speaking, we would love for you to tell us about the importance of census and the fear due to disinformation and the steps and an impact it has on our community. And you have about 5 minutes. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I'm here not to represent census, but I'm a community activist of Bangladeshi American community. But because I work for Census and I know a little bit more about Census, I'll of course touch base why it is important. But I'm representing not Census. I'm representing as a community activist of Bangladeshi American community. Thank you for having me. Especially thanks to BAPA. It's a non-partisan organization, and you guys are doing an excellent job to make aware of our community, because in our community, a number of people really think vote even doesn't matter because we are here, we make dollar, we are fine. So they don't even think that the people who make the policy that affect their day-to-day life. So a number of people in our community, I know they're successful, they are professionally successful, they are good businessmen, but they don't think vote matters. So this Diya TV is a great opportunity to reach out to all Bangladeshi Americans why this is important. About census. Census is a foundation of democracy in our country, in the United States. As you know, the census count, by this count, you got the congressional representation, meaning if your state has more people, you will get more congressmen, more House of Representatives. If you have more people in your count, like for migration, suppose I mentioned that in last time, last census, Illinois lost congressional seat. Houston, Texas got more congressional seat because of population, because of the count. So this is very, very important for the political purpose. And by this, not only just political purpose, billions and trillions of federal funding distributed by this count, like school for roads and adult center, community center, any development project of government determined by this census number. So it is very, very important. Still, we have few more days. You can respond. Those of you did not respond yet, I will urge you to go to my2020census.gov, my2020census.gov, and respond. If you want to call, please call 844-330-2020 and respond. Another thing Mr. Ambassador mentioned, That is, our Bangladeshi count is not exact at this time. Because of 2010, there was no option. So we all used South Asian or Asian. But this is the first time you can, in your race column, in that option, where you'll see white, black, Hispanic, you can tick mark in other Asian, and underneath of it, you can write it down Bangladesh. So by that way, we'll get the count, how many Bangladeshi American lives in the United States. And this is very important for our community too, to know how many people live in the United States from a Bangladeshi American community. Anytime you go to political leaders, anytime you go to administration, they want to see the number from census. Okay, we can tell 100,000 people live in New York, but if it doesn't validated by census, then you will not get the proper importance to that office. So that's why I will urge you, each and every one, if you know someone who think it is not important, just like vote. If you think it is not important, it's not going to give me anything as a community, this is wrong. You have to tell other people, do your job and tell other people that, okay, it is important, and go to my2020census.gov to response, or call that number 844-330-2020. If you have received already an envelope questionnaire, you can fill out and you can send it back to us. Last date is October 31st. And you know, this date changed several times, but now last date is October 31st. So we have a few more days. So I think you'll do that. And thanks again, Bapa, for giving me this opportunity to talk about census. And especially thank you again for your outstanding job to make the awareness within the community for get out the vote process. I know you guys are non-partisan, but as the immigrant community, I know the Democratic preference is stronger, but I still want to be claim myself, okay, I'm representing by my Bangladeshi American community, not census. Thank you.
I want to just make sure, thank you so much, Mr. Rahim. And I want to make sure that I remind people what he said last time, that if you are filling out the census, this is confidential for 75, 76 years, and the information is not disclosed. So a lot of fear that often people have about your immigration status will not be something that should deter you from making sure that you fill out this form. So thank you so much, Anika. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Thamin, and thank you. I agree. The census is so important and so crucial. Your message is very powerful, so thank you. Next, I would like to introduce a former candidate named Josh Uddin. Josh Uddin ran for election as a Democrat to the state of Georgia Senate, representing District 48. Although he lost his primary in June 9th of 2020, he's been active and continues to work for the community. He earned a bachelor's degree from Georgia State University and is a successful entrepreneur and a business owner. Thank you so much. And I would like to ask Mr. Uddin, why do local elections matter and what is the importance of voting down ballot? You have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Bapa. And I wanted to thank everybody, all the leaders are here and all the honorable guests who are here, and we are listening to all the good stuff. I myself ran here from District 48 here in Georgia, and this used to be 16 years Republican seat, and last time Democrat took it over. But I did lose my primary, even though every year primary, only 6,000 to 7,000 people, they vote in my district. But this time I got even myself almost, close to 6,000 votes. So there was a huge voters turnout there this time. One of the things just last week, we had a meeting with Cedric Richmond. He's a congressman and he's also Biden transition team there. And also, as many of you know, James Kerville, the Democratic strategist, he was telling us in Georgia is such a crucial state. He was telling that we live in Gwinnett County, and he said that from Gwinnett County, give us 60% vote and Georgia will win. And that reason is that Gwinnett County is the largest county here in Georgia, and Georgia also playing a vital role for this year's election. It is not only the presidential election. Georgia has 2 Senate positions that is up for grab, and we are doing our best from the community level, from the party level. As you know, everybody knows that finance is a big thing. I am involved with our county finance committee. I'm one of the co-chair here. And voting by mail, one of the crucial issue, and especially Georgia being red state, we have to be very vigilant. We have to be very careful, because our Secretary of State can make anything happen that, like, unexpected things can happen. So what we are doing, telling people, instead of mailing your vote, even though you can mail it, which is a good thing, especially when in our community, elderly people who are sitting at home cannot go to vote center, or due to coronavirus, a lot of people do not want to go. This is a golden opportunity. So we are pushing them. Yes, they should sign up and they should vote by mail. However, any person who are healthy, who are capable, or who can go to vote center, we are urging each and everyone to go to vote center, especially for early voting. In Georgia, we have from the 12, early voting starts. And this is something that we are always fearful that it's better go and vote in person. So again, like I said, that from our perspective, in the community level, all of the community level, party level, we are doing everything in our power. One of the things we are using, a lot of our students and kids who are going to college, who are freshmen and who are sophomore, they're the best one, because of they're the one can reach out to people. They are the helping us to reaching out to other voters, that to make sure that please go out and vote. So the ultimate goal is that being ourselves in Georgia, we are not only helping to win the national election, but we also want to win these 2 Senate seats also here in Georgia, and they are looking very good. And we feel good, and we have a very good feelings that Georgia will turn blue this year. And trust me, if Georgia can turn blue, Biden-Harris team also is going to win. So we are here, anytime we can help and support BAPA and all the people that are here. And also I wanted to thank each and everyone listening to me and also giving me an opportunity. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Uddin. We appreciate all that you're doing and for your words and encouraging and reminding folks of why it's so important to go out and vote. So thanks. Ahmed, the floor is yours. Oh, unmute yourself, yeah.
Well, I have the honor of introducing somebody that I am so impressed by. She is Mazeda Uddin, who is on the board of the New York City Board of Election VAAC board. She here? Yeah, welcome. So Ms. Mazeda Uddin is a Bangladeshi community leader who has worked closely with city, state, and federal elected officials in New York City for over 30 years. Mazeda serves on the Voter Assistance Advisory Committee, advising the Campaign Finance Board, and she also serves the Queen's 24th District Senior Task Force and is the chair of the Jamaica Leadership Council Housing and Youth Education Committee. She has made immense contributions in the community through her social work. The list is very, very long. I read it all. And it's too long to mention here, but please know that we have a trailblazing leader in our community, and we are just so fortunate that she's here to spend a few minutes to talk about her work. And so the question we have for you is, how has your experience and work helped the New York elections, particularly the Bangladeshi community, and how can the Bangladeshi community improve on having more voters? And you also have 5 minutes. So welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. Of course, I want to thank you, all the participation, all the organization, all the MC who is running, and special thanks to BAPA organization. They are leading in this committee, and I can say that they are ready to lead our Bangladeshi community youths. This is the only way I can express myself because in New York City is the first city have a Bengali ballot in Queens, 60 polling center. Voter registration, even the ballot paper in Bengali, and then even the DNB motorbike. New York State has a Bengali translated voter registration form. Even nowadays, which is I am the advocate, you already saw there that they can register Bengali and that registration form. I'm very excited to let you know that this Bengali ballot is expressing and excited and newcomers to getting running this position, any position, city and state level. Now they have their own voice. They can talk, they can fill out, choose the right candidate, and this is very exciting. Since 2013, everybody has their own voice. We can vote now in our own native language. This message indication that we can pull our Bengali voters easily, which already we did it. And though today I want to give all of them the message that we have a voters, Bengali voters, which is Board of Election. I am from Campaign Finance Board, also Board of Election. Over 5.3 million registered voters in New York City. But Democrats hitting 3.6 million, Republican 830,000. But our turnout is so low. The drop-down turnout is 21% registered voter do not cast their ballot. We have a ballot paper in Bengali. We have a register in Bengali. We have a voters also Bengali. But how we can turn out the voters? That is the most important things. I heard Osman Bhaiya, thank you Osman Bhaiya, thank you Mahbub Bhaiya for census issue, thank you Anika, Tahmina and everyone, Anis Bhaiya, to leading that Bangladeshi for Biden. I'm very surprised we have a newcomers who can take lead, who can giving messages, who can promote our Bangladeshi community. This is not the end of the world. This is just the beginning of this marching. In this pandemic, this is very important to get out and vote. I already discussed BAPA organization, who is our youth organization, to how to giving opportunity to November 3rd election to get out and vote. We already planning to motorcade cheering too, because of COVID-19. Everybody can be taking their own banners to the car and get out and vote. Tomorrow is election day. This is the process we can turn out. Even youth voters also drop down.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't know why, but we have to pull these youth voters because they are 18 to 44 years old, they drop down the voters. We have to pull them, giving them message. New York City early voting is started 24th to November 1st, and 61 early voting center.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Uddin, for being here, for sharing. And of course, we stand on your shoulders. You've been doing this for so long. And you have done Amazing work. And so thank you so much for being here. We truly appreciate it. Before I hand over the floor to Anika, I want to just say a couple of things. Number one, we have almost about 500 people watching this event today. So thank you to everybody for being here. And secondly, I want to just echo what Neha Dewan had said right at the beginning. It's definitely touched me and energized me as well, that we can really make a difference. If we pick up the phone and call another Bangladeshi in a swing state, we can truly make a difference. And really, it's about getting the vote out. You do not have to convince them not necessarily about which way to vote, but get the vote out. We are absolutely all for that. So there is a link for the phone banking sign up. Please do that. And so thank you again for being here. Anika, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tamina. It's been a pleasure co-moderating with you. Before I hand it over to Asan Chaudhry Hero, who is also an EC team member, I just want to spotlight and put on my Bangladeshi Council Deputy Director hat to recognize some of our state directors here. We have, sorry, just one moment. Let's see. We have Mizanur Rahman, coordinator from New York. We have Rashidul Islam from North Carolina. And of course, it's always a pleasure. You are as well, and Tamina Watson from representing Seattle, and then Nahid Ali, who is both the state director for Texas for Bangladeshi Council and one of our wonderful core team members on the EC team for BAPA. And I also want to recognize Rashid Malik, who's a former candidate, who is also on our call today. Thank you to all of you for being on and for everything you're doing. And now I want to turn it over to Asan Chaudhry Hero for helping us close. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. It was an excellent event today. I would like to thank Tamina and Anika on behalf of Bangladeshi Americans for Political Action, BAPA. Thank you to our respected panelists and guests today. And thank you all of you who have joined today. This is our second Go Out to Vote event. We did the first one a month back. I also want to thank all of our previous guests, panelists, and audience. As a new collaboration, and thanks to an incredible talented founding team here, we have been able to hold several very successful events in a short amount of time. This is a great achievement for BAPA, for our community, for all of you, and for our Bangladeshi candidates running for offices. Thanks to all of you, BAPA has facilitated support for our Bangladeshi candidates that has helped them to raise over $22,000. This is a remarkable accomplishment for our entire community, and thanks to all the donors. But this is just the beginning of the rise of Bangladeshi community in our collective engagement in mainstream US politics. We are excited to continue our efforts. We look forward to further engagement with and from you. And we look forward to bringing our Bangladeshi community together from all 50 states. While we have taken the first steps of these national events, we simply cannot have further impact without all of us coming together. So please ensure you like our Facebook page. Please sign up to be on our email list on our website, www.bapanow, one word, BAPA-NOW.com. Volunteer with us, and please ensure you tell all your friends and family about BAPA so they can also get engaged with us. Now, I want to take a moment to acknowledge how proud we are of our executive committee member, immigration attorney, Tamina Watson. She has been moderating us all the event. We congratulate her on her new best-selling book, Legal Heroes in the Trump Era, which is charting at #1 in Amazon We encourage you to get her book. The print copy is coming within a week, and the electronic copy is already there. And finally, the reason we are all here, this is one of the most consequential elections in US history. All our panelist speakers mentioned that. You have all heard about the importance of voting. Your vote is your right, the most effective way to express your voice. Again, I need to mention again, your vote is your right, the most effective way to express your voice. So please vote, please vote. Please remember to practice social distancing and wear a mask if voting in person. And if you are mailing your vote, please vote early. At the end, I would like to thank to our co-sponsors for today's event, South Asians for Biden, Bangladeshis for Biden National Council, and Tech Academy. Thanks to Galif of Shera TV and host of special event of ITV, and also Transpotech for continued support to BAPA. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Bye now. Please go out to vote. Thank you.